Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Good to see you. Excited about you subscribing. Some of you haven't done it yet. You're going to now. It's great.
That's right.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
And go ahead and like this video.
Please.
Let's get it, boo.
All right. Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast. Your place to level up your relationship in today's episode. What do you want, a cookie?
Ooh.
And the word of the day.
Oh, my. That sounds a little...
You act like you don't know the titles beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
I know. When I hear them, I'll be like,
I guess you
wow.
don't know how I'm going to say it.
I don't.
It may
Yeah.
make a difference.
You
How you
know.
doing, babe?
I'm good.
I'm excited because this is going to be a good episode. So I like it whenever we have something to do with sarcasm in the title. And I don't know if that's a flaw of mine
Yes,
or what, but
yes.
it is a flaw of mine?
Yes. It's a good flaw.
Yeah.
It's a good
But
flaw.
anyway, I'm excited because I think there's a little, this is one of those episodes that has a little beef in it. You know, some like a little tension there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see how that goes. But
Yes.
I'm also excited about our sponsor for this month.
Yes.
We got a new sponsor here, and I want to put up something on the screen. And I want you to read to people. What do you want to tell them?
Yes, so today we are sponsored by the Brothers and Sisters Invitational, a 4-day golf tournament in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Oh, I love Myrtle Beach.
I do too.
Yes.
It's nice there.
This tournament has been played for over 50 years since 1968, and they believe community and fellowship happens on the golf course. We think you can use this as a great couples getaway. This will be held on the beautiful Legends Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So even if one of you does not play golf, you can still enjoy being your partner's caddy as you ride around the beautiful golf course of the Legends Resort. Okay, so for our listeners only, get a special thing here.
Yeah.
Register by August 1st with the promo code CHIMES10 for 10% off at brothersgolf.org.
Yes. So this started off as a brothers invitational. It was just for the guys to get together. And it's funny because I have been supposed to be going to this tournament every year for like 10 years in a row. And there was always something that would happen.
Right.
I'm determined to go this time now that I know my wife can come.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about this because, years ago, you took me on a golf trip, just the two of us, for my 30th birthday.
Yes.
And it was great.
At a golf resort.
It was a golf resort.
So good.
And we were there for 3 days.
In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in
It
the
was
mountains,
amazing.
guys.
And the thing about it I wasn't expecting was it was fun to be out there just playing, but being there on the resort, staying on the resort,
Right.
going back after we were done playing, taking a
Yes.
shower and going to some resort,
Right.
some restaurant in the area and
Right.
eating and then coming back and playing again. Remember, we used to play, we played 18 holes in the morning, we'd go eat, and then we'd come back and play another 9 holes in the afternoon.
yeah.
That was literally
it,
fun.
it was. We have to
It
do
was off
that
the chain.
again.
Yeah.
We really
We
should. We should
really
do that
do.
for our next anniversary. We should do that for our anniversary.
We should go
But we gotta
to
go
the
somewhere.
Brothers and Sisters Invitational, and that will do it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's
We
what's
should.
going to happen.
That is true. That is true. That is going to happen.
So hopefully
You're right.
you're able to go. So go to brothersgolf.com, use the code CHIMES10 for 10% off, and join us as we go to the Invitational. It's actually in
Ooh,
October.
yes, let's do that.
Yeah, it'd be good. So
And
check
that'll
it
be
out.
a nice little break.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, babe. So this subject is, like I said, it's got some stuff to it.
Okay. Let's get to the nitty on this.
Do you remember Chris Rock's stand-up that he did? I don't remember I don't remember the name of the stand-up or anything, but I heard this joke from the stand-up.
Okay.
And the punchline was, "What do you want, a cookie?" And what I remember the joke was about was basically why people always trying to get credit for stuff they're supposed to do. And then he would say, whatever the thing is, he's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
big deal. You're supposed to do that. What, you want, a
Right,
cookie?
right,
okay,
right,
so
right.
so that's really what we're talking about today. And the question I have is, in a relationship, is it important, do you think, to actually verbally affirm your partner for things that they're supposed to do already? Because I know a lot of, and let me just, this is the part that I think may be a little bit tense. I don't know. I know a lot of women
Oh, you about to make this. Okay.
I know a lot of
I'm
women.
listening.
I know a lot of women who I've heard say this.
Like, do you want a cookie?
Yeah, you know, I don't have
Yeah.
time to be out here, you know, affirming you every time you do something like you did something great, and you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And for me, just me, when I hear that attitude, it makes me recoil. I actually feel like I want to say to those people, because I know some guys do it too, but my experience has been, for the most part, the people that I've experienced talking like that have usually been the women. And I want to say to them, I don't think you recognize how powerful it is for you to verbally affirm your man. But I think
agree.
in general, I think the power of verbal affirmation in a relationship, there's nothing like it. And I think it works even when a person is doing what they're already supposed to do. What do you think about that?
I think you're right. I agree with you.
Wow.
I do.
I think it's only because there's no Team John, Team April in these. You know what I'm saying? That's the only why you're agreeing
No,
with me.
that's not true.
Don't lie.
I maybe no, no. Seriously, I do agree that should be in relationships. But I will say that I think I know why you would say that. You hear that from a lot of women, and I know why women have this attitude sometimes.
Okay.
And really. So let's dig
First
deeper
of all,
into this.
if I interrupt you, you're going to forget what you were going to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I
Let
don't
me
think
just interrupt you to say, this is one of the things I love about you.
Okay.
I love the fact that you can agree with me, but then still present the other side of the argument, giving us a window into the mind frame. Because that's what I really want.
Yeah.
I want to know the mind frame. I know that in our relationship, we don't have this particular issue.
Right.
You know, you're a words of affirmation person. So really,
I overly affirm.
yes.
Yeah.
I actually think sometimes I want to be like, okay, stop telling me. You know what I'm saying? That's enough.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
so we're not going to have this problem.
No.
But I am still bewildered, if I'm really honest with you. I'm bewildered why it's so hard. Why can't you just acknowledge? It really is all it is. Why
Yeah.
can't you just acknowledge this good thing that's happening? Whether it's supposed to happen or not, why do we have this attitude that it's okay? I mean, it's almost like, you know, I think if a stranger was doing something good, you'd say it, even if there's something they were supposed to do.
Right.
You might compliment them. Why can't you do that to your bae? You know what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying?
I'm going to give you
Yeah,
an
give me that.
inside.
Give me the inside.
So, first of all, women talk to women.
That's true.
Okay, so you're not going to necessarily know the inside that I might know of a friend of ours, or maybe
'Cause they
just
would never say it
just
to me.
my friend that
Yeah.
you would hear saying,
Right.
you know, what does he want, a cookie?
So hold on. Have you heard that attitude
of course,
before?
I have, definitely.
And
Yes,
let me ask you if you agree with this too, because I want to make sure I'm right.
this week from a friend.
Okay, this week you heard it. Now the other question though is, am I right in my perception that, at least for me, it feels like I hear more women saying that than I hear men?
Yes,
or that attitude?
definitely.
Okay, so you think, okay.
I don't think I've heard, and you talk to the men most of the time.
I don't hear men saying
Do you?
that.
Okay.
No.
All right, so you don't hear men saying that.
No,
But so
not
yes,
normally.
this is more of a woman thing, and I'll
Yes.
tell you why.
Okay.
The reason why is because most of the women, thank you, babe. Most of the women, had to give me some water. Most of the women who are saying this, I believe, based on my experience with my people who do this, have a man who don't be doing it. He don't be doing stuff. And then the one time he does it, he looks at her like, you should be thanking me for what I do.
Did that voice again?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the voice that represents that kind of guy
right.
who, you know, finally does what he should have been doing all of these years. You should have been being the father to your children, like, you know what I'm saying? And then finally, after they grown and you step in, then it's, you know, I'm doing that and you don't seem to say nothing, you know? So it's like, I think certain women get fed up.
Okay.
Because it's like, here I am asking you to contribute this way and that way. You don't do it. Then when you do, you expect me to say you the best man on the planet.
So you think that's what it is?
It is. And I can relate. I mean, not relate to that in that you are that way.
Right.
I can understand that. Let's put it that way. I can
Okay.
understand as a woman how that would feel if all this time you haven't been doing the things that you should have been doing. Because you said you supposed to, that you stuff you supposed to be doing, right? And then you do it one time, and you expect me to give you a gold medal.
Right.
Not even a cookie. You want me to have you up at the front, in the middle, gold medal, while you are...
There are people who have stopped the episode right now to write comments. Now, you can do it while the episode's going. You know what I'm saying? You can be in the comments right now.
Oh, my goodness.
But there are people I know that are vibing with you at this moment.
They are vibing with you. Matter of fact, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you're vibing with me, because I think it is true. I think that's why certain women have the attitude. And what happens is, if you've been in a relationship like that, when you go into one that's actually good, where the man is doing what he's supposed to do, you still have that attitude of, you want me to give you a cookie. Because you've been in that relationship, or you've seen it so much that now that's your attitude towards men. So I think that kind of stuff can go into from relationship to relationship. And now just with the men that you encounter, it's why you want a prize for that. That's what you're supposed to do. Because you've had men who weren't doing it. Then when they did it the one time they did it, they expect you to give them all the praise, honor, and glory.
So here's my question then. Because I think I feel that. I think I can understand how it would be hard for a person who's going through what you just described.
Yes.
To be affirming at all about anything, because you don't never do what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Here's my other question though. What about the women who I know, who I think have good men, who do what they're supposed to do?
Okay, I have an answer for that,
but
one
still
too.
have the same attitude. And to me, I still feel it's a destructive attitude. I don't think it's a positive attitude for a relationship.
I agree, but John,
what's the next thing? What
I
do you think
agree,
the
but
reason
when
is?
you're talking about the first man who doesn't do it and then does it once,
I get it.
That's not destructive.
I still think that's destructive.
You think I think it's a destructive. I think it's a relation. The relationship is not balanced. It's not a good relationship.
Agreed.
There's a lot of destructive behavior in a relationship like that.
Remember what I told you before, and that we have shared with the group before, and that is, I believe that you can get more bees with honey. So
that's true.
So I think it's possible to actually
that you affirm him when he does it the one time.
Yes. That will actually impact your man's desire to do it again.
Right.
So what I think is funny to me about it is that attitude is a repulsive. It actually makes it so that your man doesn't want to do something. So the moment you respond like that with "you want a cookie," you're actually almost ensuring he's never going to do that again.
That's true. Now that is true. But I think the reason why women are hesitant about giving that cookie at that moment is, then she may think he thinks he can just come and do it whenever he pleases, because she'll be happy with the times that he does it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's almost like promoting you doing things at your own, at your leisure, whenever you feel like it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I don't know if it's necessarily going to encourage him to continue to do that again and again. I think it may encourage him to do it again, but not necessarily stay on task every week doing what it is that you need to do to benefit the family.
Okay, but here's
you understand what I'm saying? I'm just giving you that perspective. I'm not saying you're right.
No, but I'm not.
But I'm just trying to give you the perspective.
You're not saying I'm right?
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay. So here's what
I'm not saying
though.
you're wrong.
Here's what I'll say about that though. Remember now that the wife or the girlfriend or the fiance or whatever in the relationship, if she's trying to impact her man's behavior, then she compliments him when he does it right. So I'm not telling her to make up something. I'm not saying for her
not make up.
That's
not what I said.
Well, what you just said was that I may be reinforcing this idea that you can do it any way you want or whenever you want. You don't have to really be on task. What I'm saying is, when he does it right, it means he followed the formula that you actually wanted to happen. So that's when you compliment it. I'm not saying compliment.
Oh, so you're saying compliment if he does it consistently over. Is that what you're saying?
No, because I think doing it once right, if you compliment him on it, he'll want to do that again right. He's not going to just want to do it any old way. He already knows how you want him to do it because you talk to him about it all the time. So he knows how it should be done based on how you would like it to be done.
I'm talking about when it's not done at all.
Okay.
Not should be done.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, if anything good happens around that you like, you compliment that particular aspect of the thing.
I see what you're saying.
And that part will improve. And what your man will actually want to do after that, he'll say, how do I get more of that? he'll figure out ways to do other things that you want him to do as well. So anyway, that's a different episode though.
No, but you're right.
Answer my other question.
Okay.
What about the good man? What about the guy who does it? What about the one who actually is on top of things
Yes.
and yet has to pry out of his wife or his girlfriend or his boo something
Yeah.
positive about what just happened? What about that?
Well, again, I said earlier that I think sometimes past relationships can bring
That can
in that
impact it.
same attitude. Okay,
Yes,
that's number one.
yes.
Number two, I think women, and we do, ladies, let's admit it, we have an issue with men's egos.
Okay.
And some women have an issue with stroking the egos. And that is, do you want me to give you a cookie attitude too? You know, it's like, I'm not here to stroke your ego. You know, because it's like men's egos are so, sometimes they're just so, it's so much.
Fragile.
Yes. And needing, just, it's almost like a needy thing. Like,
Which is not sexy, apparently.
no, it's not. And to look like a man, you know, I need to be sitting up there talking about how bomb you are. I think sometimes that's a turnoff. Sometimes women get turned off and irritated by men who need their ego to be constantly stroked. And I think sometimes when you have experienced that kind of thing, it's hard to maybe continue to give those verbal affirmations when in your mind you're like, I ain't here to stroke your ego. I mean, I've heard women say that too.
I have too.
So
And that's the attitude I think that I see.
I do. I know. And I know that bothers you because it's like, you know, women don't want to give men their due, right?
It's not even about their due. It's like, okay, so I'll give you this example.
Okay.
When we were having issues in our relationship, when we first started dating, it's because you felt like I was trying to change you in some kind of way.
Right.
And there was this one thing that I wasn't doing, and that was you're the baby of the family. Okay, so you have a sibling, and you're the youngest born, and I'm the oldest. And I had a presupposition about the youngest, that the youngest was spoiled.
See how you did me and your sister? I'm wrong for that. See how you did you, Claire?
My
Wow.
presupposition was that the youngest is spoiled, and that I was going to make you
Unspoil me.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was going to make
I
you
know.
Okay,
I know.
Okay.
I knew that's what you were doing.
Now, when did our relationship start getting better? It was literally when
You
I
started
decided
to spoil me.
that's exactly right.
Yes. So
And
you basically, we need to stroke the ego.
what I'm saying is, what's the big deal?
listen,
Hold on.
I don't mind
Pause,
stroking my
pause,
man's ego.
Pause. I
don't
love.
mind stroking my man's ego.
I love you.
Do I stroke your ego?
Yes, you do.
Exactly.
Yes,
On purpose.
and you do it lovingly and with no
Exactly.
problem, and it's not an obligation. What I'm
Right.
saying is, I want to understand what it is in a woman's mind that makes it so hard. I'm saying it was hard for me at first to spoil you, but then when I started seeing it differently, when I started noticing that it was possible for me to impact your mood or to make you feel taken care of or to give you this feeling that you were loved, if I just sort of took care of you in a way that was like I was unwilling to do before. I was like, yo, I want her to have that feeling. And I love the fact that I'm the one bringing that feeling. This is dope. Once I got in touch with that, I loved it. And I was like, man, I can't wait to do that again tomorrow.
Right.
Because I love this person so much.
Right.
Now, for me, when I hear a woman say, I ain't here to stroke your ego, what I hear is, I don't really like you like that.
Well, I was just about to
You're not
say,
really worth the
I-
extra time that it takes,
yes.
5 seconds, for me to say to you, you know what? You are the man.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that I'm married to you. I'm so glad we are dating. No, whatever. To me, that's what it feels like.
I'm going to tell you what happens there. That is after, I think, personally, this is just my opinion, okay? I think it's after a loss of respect. And I think that you are not trying to stroke a man's ego that you don't respect.
Okay.
You know, it is very hard to stroke a man's ego who has not been a man to you.
Not come through for you, not been there when he's supposed to be there,
Right.
not done
That's
the
a real
bare
man
minimum stuff.
Who doesn't take responsibility for
Doesn't
his
take-
actions.
okay,
He doesn't
yes.
apologize when he's wrong.
Okay.
All of those things can make you lose respect. And I am not going to stroke a man's ego that I don't respect. And you have... okay, let's just talk about just guys that I don't like. Okay,
Right,
because there's
right,
some
right,
guys
right.
I just don't, because I don't like people who think they're better than other people.
Right.
And I can't, I shouldn't, it's I don't know. It's like to say I don't like people who, that's not really right.
They get it. They know.
But
you're a nice
it's really
person.
hard for me. Let's put it this way. It's really hard for me to like people
Yeah.
who think they're better than others and they treat other people like that and they act that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for me to do that. So there are some, there are some men who think they are better than other people.
Okay.
And they act that way. And so I don't have respect for them. So I'm definitely not going to be wanting to give you no compliments.
You don't never want to give that person a compliment.
No.
Right.
I mean, I have before anyway because I know it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? In certain situations. So sometimes I put that behind because I know that's not, you try to fight through those negative things that you know you shouldn't be thinking like you should. So I do fight through that. And I think that if you're married and you're in a serious relationship, I think you should fight through that because I do believe that it is better to compliment and to uplift and all of that.
I agree.
But I do think it's harder to do that when you don't respect the person. So that's my answer.
True. All right. Well, my problem with that answer is that, well, I don't have a problem with it. What's the word of the day?
Okay.
Maybe the word of the day will help us a little bit with this too.
Yes. So the word of the day is validate.
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 I think, okay, that's what I think.
And I love the definition of this because the definition says demonstrate or support the truth. I'm gonna stop there for a minute because I think this is where we have our issues.
So you think men just want their woman to lie to them about whatever?
John, come on.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that they want them to lie. I think they're living a lie.
Okay.
Some men are living a lie that they are the bomb.
And they want you to still be stroking their
ego.
And
like,
what am I stroking you about?
I don't have nothing to stroke.
Right.
Like, you are not the truth. Or, now this is the next part of this definition that I think should make it so that we validate regardless, and that's value of. Because
so
I think
read the whole thing again.
Okay, demonstrate or support the truth or value of.
Okay.
And I believe, even though I do not necessarily like someone who thinks that they are better than other people, I still think they're valued.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I still think they have value.
Yeah.
I think everyone has value.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So because of that, if you are with this person, there's something there that you value.
So either you could be exposing the truth about them or reinforcing the truth about them, or you could just be doing this based on the fact that you value them.
Yes.
And you're saying, if that's the case, then you should be able to validate your person, even if they're doing something they're supposed to do.
Yes, even if they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Even if they're not always doing what they're supposed to do.
They're not always. I do believe
them.
So I'm out of my devil's advocate part.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to that I agree with you.
Yes.
I do believe that you can actually help someone, because people who think they're all that and they look down on others, they actually don't feel that way about themselves.
They may not be secure about themselves.
They may not really be secure about themselves, and that's just a mechanism. That's just the way they're dealing with that.
Yeah.
But I believe that everyone has something that you can say is a good thing. So I think finding those things and validating that
That's important.
is important.
I
don't believe you should make stuff up because it says here, I'm going to say again, demonstrate or support the truth. It's got to be the truth.
Yeah.
So it can't be that you're making up stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that we can validate the good things that our partner's doing. So
I
we
agree.
Can it's
and I
about
think we
finding
should.
it. And sometimes I think, like I've had it where some women are so upset with them and say, well, find something good about it. Ain't nothing good about it. I can't. Ain't nothing. It has to be. You're
Has to
with
be at least
them.
one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So I think finding that thing and using that as a way to validate.
Yeah. Well, I validate you, and you do a lot of things that you're supposed to do, but I try to tell you as much as I can that you're doing a good job.
I appreciate that, and I believe you deserve a whole box of cookies.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oreos, like the vegan ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Get you some Oreos. You even deserve the milk to dip them in, honey.
Yeah. That's what I'm
the ice cream to put on top.
All right, y'all.
All right, guys.
We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.